Hello everyone, this is Raju sir dissecting and demonstrating the parotid region, the structures present in the parotid region in detail. Here we can see we are locating the parotid region. This boundaries, the zygomatic arch can be located over the surface of the body, and the mandible can be located here, and the ear, and we call it as the para-otic region just nearby the ear. This whole region can be considered as the parotid region, in which we are able to see the various vessels and nerves along with the parotid gland. Here the parotid gland location can be marked with its inverted pyramid shaped location, in which the base is directed upwards and the apex is directed downwards. This is how it is located with its surfaces. This is a superficial surface. After reflecting the skin flap, we can see the superficial surface. Now we'll try to reflect the skin flap. We just go through the dissection. After reflecting the skin flap, we are able to locate the parotid gland location, and here we can see the superficial temporal vessels with its vein and artery. We can see these two structures, and the zygomatic arch can be felt easily, and this is the parotid gland. I will dissect deep. After reflecting the skin and fascia, here we can see the temporal branch of the facial nerve and the zygomatic branch of the facial nerve. Here the buccal branch of the facial nerve along with the transverse facial vessels. Here we can locate the parotid duct. Parotid duct can be seen clearly, and the accessory parotid gland also can be seen, and here the marginal mandibular nerve, and here the cervical branch of facial nerve. So these 5 branches we can see clearly. So we can compare with the 5 fingers. This is like a foot of a goose. The temporal branch, zygomatic branch, the buccal branch, the marginal mandibular branch, and the cervical branch. So these are the things can be seen, and in this specimen or in this cadaver, the parotiditis is identified. The parotid gland swelling can be seen. Even the submandibular salivary gland also swollen. I repeat, the superficial temporal vessels, the artery can be seen just beside it. You can see the vein, the temporal branch of the facial nerve, and the zygomatic branch of the facial nerve, buccal branch of the facial nerve. Here the parotid duct, which is suddenly changing its direction. You can observe it, and just below it there is a masseter muscle also. Here the zygomaticus muscles also there. This is the zygomatic arch, and here you can locate the marginal mandibular nerve, and here the cervical branch. So this is the superficial dissection of the parotid region. We go a little bit deeper and we try to find out the carotid artery. The deep dissection of the parotid region, here we are able to locate the auriculotemporal nerve, and yes, this is thread like small nerve passing through the posteromedial aspect of the parotid gland, which is found inside the tissue after removing the tissue in the form of fish meal. Here we are able to see the facial nerve. I am standing on the right side of the cadaver. We have dissected the right side parotid gland. Here we can see the facial nerve, right side facial nerve, and its zygomatic branch and the buccal branch can be traced. Here we can see the parotid duct can be traced even after deep dissection. Here it's nice to see the external carotid artery, the deeper one, the external carotid artery, and here we could trace the digastric tendon, posterior belly of the digastric tendon, which is deeper. This one, posterior belly of the digastric, and here we are able to locate the external carotid artery. Then here we are able to locate the, here it's the posterior division of the retromandibular vein, which is joining with the posterior auricular vein to form the external jugular vein. Here you can see the blood smear also. Repeat, this is a posterior division of retromandibular vein and joining with the posterior auricular vein to form the external jugular vein. Here we can see once again, we just recall the dissection. On the surface we have located the boundaries for the parotid gland location, the tragus, zygomatic arch, then the medial side there is a masseter muscle, the ramus of the mandible, then below there is a posterior belly of digastric muscle, then the mastoid process. The medial side you could locate the medial pterygoid plate. So this we consider the parotid gland is the inverted pyramid shape one. So base is directed upwards, apex is directed downwards, and here you can locate the external acoustic meatus also. We have incised and reflected the skin flap, and we are able to demonstrate the parotid gland surfaces, the superficial surface which we have removed now, superficial surface, and medial side with the intermediate border or the medial border, anterior border and the posterior border. On the medial side this has the anteromedial surface and the posteromedial surface. This is a very important thing and nice to see. Even the posteromedially piercing the facial nerve and entering into the parotid gland and giving its branches like a zygomatic branch and the temporal branch. Then the buccal branch again divides into upper buccal and the lower buccal. This is a parotid duct and the transverse facial vessels. Here transverse facial vessels can be located, the marginal mandibular nerve can be located, and the cervical branch can be located. So these are the structures, and you can locate the retromandibular vein also still deeper, and the external jugular vein formation, and the anterior division of the retromandibular vein will continue and form the join with the facial vein to form the common facial vein. And here we are located the tendon, the white glistening appearance of the tendon can be located, the posterior belly of digastric muscle, and the here inside the deeper to this we are able to locate the external carotid artery, and from here also we can approach, but we have to remove this retromandibular vein, and the external carotid artery will reach the neck of the mandible where it divides into the medially located exactly up at the level of neck. It divides into its terminal branches like the superficial temporal artery which can be located here, and the maxillary artery which is directed medially. So maxillary artery again divides into its branches. So maxillary artery, the large branch on the face. Okay, then this is about, once again we try to locate the facial now. So this is about the arteries which we have located, the external carotid artery and the transverse facial vessels. And regarding veins, retromandibular vein, superficial temporal vein, and it's the formation of the external jugular vein we have located. Regarding nerves, and facial nerve is located along with its terminal branches like the pes anserinus, foot of a goose, like a 5 branches, temporal branch, zygomatic branch, then the buccal branch, marginal mandibular branch, and the cervical branch with its 5 branches, terminal branches of facial nerve. And we can locate the duct. Duct is located here along with its accessory gland, and which is abruptly changing its direction towards the medial side, which pierces the pad of fat. Here you can see buccal pad of fat and piercing the buccopharyngeal fascia even, and reaching the upper second molar teeth. In the form of papilla, it is opening into the oral cavity. So it's the largest salivary gland, and it is predominantly serous gland. This is the histological part of the parotid gland, and this cadaver had the parotiditis, in which parotid gland was swelling, which we have removed it in the form of piecemeal. So here you can see the removed tissue also, the glandular tissue. Thank you. This is about parotid gland.